The countdown is on as SailGP comes to northern Germany. Will we set another speed record like we did last year? Tune in and find out.
Previously on SailGP, Portsmouth brought the championship fight closer than ever.
That was so close!
Australia remain on top of the leaderboard, but Spain are right on their heels after 2 wins in a row.
What a race.
Germany found their speed, taking a race win before coming within moments of a capsize.
Oh, no, German team!
Now they return to home waters. Sassnitz, home to the fastest speed SailGP has ever seen.
Go over 103!
13 teams, 13 nations, 1 championship. And for the Germany SailGP team presented by Deutsche Bank, this one means more. This is the ROCKWOOL Germany Sail Grand Prix.
Welcome to the countdown as we get you ready for event number 9 of the 2026 season of SailGP. This is the ROCKWOOL Germany Sail Grand Prix Sassnitz. I'm Todd Harris alongside former Emirates GBR athlete Hannah Diamond and Olympian Stevie Morrison. Hannah, start with you. Everyone's looking forward to this event because this event usually spells speed.
It is an absolutely stunning venue and the host of the current speed record, and we've got a fantastic forecast for the weekend, so we could see some top speeds and some amazing racing.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait. It's shifty race course. It's sort of a sea race course, so decent bit of space for the teams to stretch their legs. Different challenge to what they've had in the last little while. And, wow, the pressure's starting to come on for some of these teams in that race to the grand final.
All right, let's get right to it. Our reporter on the scene is none other than the 4th member of our broadcast team. She's Olympic silver medalist Lisa Darmanin. Lisa, how's it looking down there?
Oh, it's fantastic. Right now the sun's shining. I think some rain might be coming, but that's not going to ruin our party because wind is going to be up this weekend, as you guys were saying, gusting up to 52 kilometers per hour perhaps. So maybe that speed record is in danger, but I heard Nikolai say this morning, you know what, he might just go out and break it again.
Yeah, well, Lisa, it's often shifty there. Are we still expecting it to be quite a fast-moving, dynamic track?
Yeah, it's going to be super tough. I think the really interesting thing to look out for this weekend is the top turning gate. It's tucked right under the grandstand, under the land where the wind's coming from. So we're going to see conversion there, maybe teams foiling off the foils, waiting for a gust to come, doing that bear away. All of a sudden, a bullet of wind comes. So it's going to be really exciting. And I think also with the group format, there's a little bit more room for tactics as well. So I'm excited to see how that plays out this year.
All right, thank you very much, Lisa. Much more from you on the broadcast. We look forward to all of your reports down there on the water. So as we said at the top of the show, this is the 9th event of Season 6, and it has been a crazy ride. If you haven't been with us, here's what you missed.
As we move into the business end of the 2026 season, the SailGP Championship is heating up.
Oh, no, disaster!
Portsmouth saw the official change to the group racing format, meaning we had high speeds, tight finishes, and plenty of drama on the solo.
North Star looked too tight! Oh, no! The German team!
Los Gallos made it 2 event wins in a row as they won the Emirates Great Britain Sail Grand Prix, putting themselves firmly in the championship top 3 as the race to the grand final heats up. It's 6 event finals across 8 events for Diego Bettine's team, who are really coming into form at the perfect time.
Nothing is for granted here in this league, so we need to keep working the same way if we want to give ourselves a chance again.
And despite a disappointing weekend in Great Britain, the Bonds Flying Roos are sitting pretty at the top of the table, with a huge 20-point gap between themselves and 4th place.
Now we get to look at all their data like they have when we won events, and yeah, I'm actually looking forward to that a bit.
Nathan Outteridge and the Artemis team have moved into 3rd place in the championship after another final in Portsmouth, proving they are far from a rookie outfit. But the race for the grand final is wide open.
Still plenty of events to go, and it's nice to be sitting in the top 3, but you know, there's still 2 boats ahead of us that we're trying to chase down.
Explorer Suisse have now made 2 finals in a row, as the group racing format seems to suit Seb Schneider and his team perfectly. Can Seb and the team finally secure their first ever event win?
Let's go, guys! Woo! 2nd in a row!
Meanwhile, Emirates Great Britain are struggling to recapture the magic that won them the championship last season.
Not good enough.
The door is open for a new team to make their mark in the grand final this season.
So how will it all play out this weekend? Well, let's take a look at the standings so far. As you see, the Bons Flying Rouge, 12-point lead over Los Gallos, the champions of Season 4. Then you have Artemis has cracked the top 3. US SailGP is on great form this year. And then Emirates GBR. That's kind of where I want to turn my focus to, Stevie. The top 5, okay, we'll put DS Team France in here because they won here last year. As you look at that leaderboard, what stands out you the most?
Oh, well, I mean, the Australians look well set, don't they? I think that's the thing. And yeah, the Fletcher, Emirates GBR, 2 events, the last 2, home event in Canada, another event, Emirates GBR have won, 0 points. And I'm not saying there's cracks,
right,
but there's fracture marks in the team. Now, we've seen the team put it back together, so it's not panic stations for Emirates GBR, but equally, another bad one here, and potentially your season's run away from you.
Yeah. Hannah, as Stevie touched on Emirates GBR, your former team, I want to talk about the champions from Season 4, Los Gallos, Spain. Can anyone stop the Spanish right now? Because they seem to have every answer. It doesn't matter what course it is.
Well, I think from the scoreboard, Bons Flying Rouge are ahead by a lot of points. But actually, that's not really the story as we're seeing it on the water at the moment. The Spanish are sailing so well. The only finals they've missed have been for reasons sort of out of their control. And to take the last 2 event wins, I think is amazing. And we just see that they're so consistent across the conditions.
Yeah.
So I think they'll definitely be looking to continue that really good run of form at the moment.
Yeah, and I love that comment Slingsby made there. We'll be into their data. So that start that he was over in the final race, where he missed the final,
right,
was 1,000th of a second. So that's really the only bit of data Tom Slingsby needs to look at. It's just rein it back a fraction, and he's right in the mix. But those 2 teams are absolutely stand out this season.
So how are the Spanish getting it done? We sent our intrepid reporter Alex Holborn to find out.
Thanks, team. We're here with Simone, the coach of the Spanish team. It's been 2 wins in a row. You could make it 3 this weekend. What's been your secret to success?
Like head down, hard work between events, analyze stuff, review, and try to be as on top as possible of things that are happening around us, and obviously get these small details sorted to get the marginal gains. I mean, that's all about marginal gains. Like here, this fleet, all the boats are the same.
Well, it's clearly working.
Yeah.
And obviously we're here in northern Germany on the Baltic Sea. What's unique about this racetrack?
I mean, is as usual in SailGP, is a tricky racetrack, this one as well, because you have normally kind of an offshore breeze. That means that is very gusty and shifty, like we had last year. And we are expecting more or less the same condition, maybe a little bit further from the left, but still from offshore, from the shore. And we have a little forest on the right side of the coast that is also deflecting quite a bit the wind. So it's going to be a very tricky racetrack, especially at the top gate, where that is normally closer to the shore and also the starting box. So yeah.
And you mentioned all SailGP racetracks are quite unique. How much does the local conditions influence your strategy for the weekend?
Oh, I mean, the analysis of the local features are key to preparing the events. To be honest, one of the highest priority, especially when the wind, as said, is coming from offshore, and you have all these local features and wind accelerating in some areas, diverging, converging from the coast. It's crucial to analyze them to get the maximum out of the racetrack.
And another win here could give you all the momentum going into your home event, Valencia, which is coming up next. What's been your message to the team this week?
I mean, I don't think we have. Don't think about the result. Head down, keep working, keep grinding, and to keep the momentum obviously would be ideal. But obviously we are just looking into do every single race at our best and not pushing too much. There is not taking too many risks, and push as much as is needed. Knowing the position we have in the ranking at the moment, but still head down and try to get the maximum out of the boat.
Okay, well, best of luck. Back to you guys in the studio.
All right, thank you very much, Alex Holborn. Hannah, as a former member of Emirates GBR, you've been to those debriefs before. I'm sure they're much more pleasant when you're winning.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true, I think. But I think one of the really unique things, we said this before, about how all of the teams can access all of the data from other teams. And I think when you're winning, sometimes it's a bit harder to work out where those next steps are. So it sometimes feels like there's a bit of an advantage if you're further back in the fleet, because essentially you can just copy and paste what the good teams are doing. But you have to be able to apply that on the right day. So not easy for anyone, but there's so much data available, and the teams who use that best are the ones that make the best step forward.
I think that's really interesting to interrupt, Todd, but what's really interesting about that is if we then take that to Emirates GBR, I know we've just heard from the Spanish, but I think they're struggling a little bit from that, in that they've brought in Stuart Biffle. And if if we take an American football analogy, you buy a new star linebacker.
Right.
You've got to set your play up to suit them. You can't just make your game work the same. So Stuart's not the same as Ian Jensen. They're both Olympic gold medalists. They're both fantastically talented sailors. They've got slightly different skill sets. And I think they're trying to almost plug and play a little bit with Stuart, and they're not. And that's where you can maybe get lost in the data. You're just like, well, this is what we do. So it's a balance. You've got to play the data, but also understand your athletes and your team and make that work.
I was going to ask you, did you glean anything off that interview that made you think, oh, there's a secret sauce, or did he keep it pretty generic like anyone could have said?
I think what I gleaned from that is he's coaching and look how young he looks. Yeah. So it's just turning into a real young person's game with all the data and the analysis. And I know Simone's got some really good software runs that sort of maps the opportunities on the course. He's developed that himself. It's boring, isn't it? Often high-performance sports boring. It is about being in the moment, doing the next right thing, And to your point, that's easier to keep doing and believing in that when you're winning. Yeah. So he just sounded confident to me.
Yeah. Well, if you weren't with us in Portsmouth, what you missed was we have now adopted group racing for the remainder of Season 6. And if you don't know how that works, you're in luck. Here's an explainer.
As the F50 fleet grows, so does the challenge of keeping the racing fast, safe and competitive. That's where group racing comes in. By dividing the fleet into 2 groups, fans get more races, less waiting between starts and more action across the race weekend. Teams are split into Group A and Group B based on results from the previous event. The winner goes into Group A, the next 2 into Group B, then the following 2 back into Group A, an ABBA pattern that keeps both groups evenly matched. The top 2 from each group advance to the 4-boat, winner-takes-all final. 2 groups, 4 finalists, 1 winner.
Well, someone, and I'm not going to say who, got in trouble at the last event for calling that a group of death, so I'm not going to touch that one. But as you look at this, Hannah, Group A and Group B, if you were sailing, which one would you prefer to be in?
Well, I think...
Loaded question.
At first glance, Group A looks like the easier group, but actually when you look at it, because the fleet's been split from the last event, actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that, because the Black Foils on their day can be very, very strong. DS Team France, the winners of this event last year, very strong in this venue. So I actually think we can make an easy assumption, but I think the racing is going to be closer than we think in Group A.
And Stevie, it's crazy how, obviously one team has one team more because we're 13 teams, but it's crazy how it works out because you take the results from the last event, and then the winner goes into Group A, and then the BB, then A, and so you can really find yourself stacking one group. I don't say accidentally, but by the results, someone has a bad event, all of a sudden you find themselves in hot water.
Yeah, it's totally fair as a system, and ultimately you'd say it's totally form-based. It's off the last event. I think the interesting thing with this is it's going to be quite a similar event in that it's in the upper wind range, is what we're seeing. It's not like mega windy, but it's pretty windy. If we came and it was going to be a real light one, and that was selected by windy things, then you could really see a bit of a rumble. I think it's just good tight stuff. I think I'd always find there's more risk in that group of 7. Because there's more boats. More boats is more jeopardy. So the starts are harder. You've got more of a chance to be back. You've got more of a chance to get nil point in any of the races. And so, I think it's easy to draw your eye to Group B, especially when we saw how much of a boost it gave the German team last year racing on home water. But I think that Group A is pretty tasty, and and especially again if there's a bit of breeze, De La Pierre, Burling, they're the real breeze masters.
Yeah, no question about it. And if we think of Sassnitz last year in Season 5, one thing you have to think about is wind. That is where the current speed record in SailGP was set by ROCKWOOL Denmark. If you missed that, man, what a show it was.
When SailGP arrived in Sassnitz for the first time last season, nobody really knew what to expect. A brand new venue, a brand new racecourse, and the Baltic Sea was about to deliver. The conditions came alive, and with flat water and plenty of breeze, the F50s were able to stretch their legs.
As everyone knows, this is Formula One on waters.
And nobody went faster than Denmark.
They get the whole shot, and they go over 103!
Nikolai Sehersted and ROCKWOOL Racing blasted through the 100km/h barrier, reaching almost 104 km/h, the fastest an F50 had ever travelled in SailGP racing.
No wonder the runners like this. Oh, we've talked so much about this speed record. I've been asked 100 times this morning about it. I'm probably just going to go try and get it today, and then we can park that thing for the weekend, hopefully.
But Sassnitz wasn't just fast, it was unpredictable. Germany gave the home crowd the perfect start with victory in the opening race.
And the Emirates winning moment goes to the Germans.
What a race by the Germans. Where did that come from?
While across the fleet, different teams kept finding their moment. For France, though, the weekend had almost ended before it began.
Oh, the French have really put it in the water there. Unbelievable scenes.
Damage in practice sent their F50 off the foils and Quentin Delapierre to hospital for precautionary checks. The shore team then worked through the night, and by race day, France were back on the start line. From there, the turnaround was remarkable. Less than 48 hours after wondering whether they would race at all, France were Sassnitz champions.
Hospital to the winner's circle. France gets the victory.
Last year was a wonderful event for us. Putting on the side injuries and just be focused on performance was kind of a milestone for the team.
Sassnitz arrived as an unknown and left absolutely no doubt about what this venue can deliver. So, what has the Baltic got waiting for us this time?
Well, it is cliche to say, but expect the unexpected, Hannah. Last year, with everything that happened with France and then to win the whole event, that was amazing.
I think it was a massive show of resilience, wasn't it? We haven't quite seen that form from them this year, but I'm sure they'll be hoping to take all the knowledge that they learned about this venue to get back on that winning step.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a tight one, isn't it? And there's so much pressure on a lot of teams. I think that race to the grand final in Abu Dhabi, some people are going to fall out of the race this weekend. Yeah. So, you know, you've got to be on your game.
Before we get your predictions and we talk about the conditions a little bit, Stevie, I want to say the German team. Last year they came out, obviously won the first race, set the stage for the weekend. The added pressure of racing on home water. Yeah, I think it's a thing. It's also a positive. You know, you're excited, everyone's excited. You're going to be a little bit more familiar in the environment. You know, they obviously speak the language, so going out to the restaurants, all the rest of it's a little bit easier to sort of work your way around, and they clearly enjoyed it there last year. So I think you've got to frame it as an opportunity, and all that support there is positive. People want you to do well. They're not burnt. They shouldn't be holding you down. So yeah, I think they adapted well to it last year. They've been up and down this year. They've not put a whole event together. But we were saying that at this time last year, and this was what kick-started an incredible run at the end of the season. So they'll be, hoping that happens again. Well, we caught up with Team Germany by Deutsche Bank to get their thoughts on racing here on home waters.
We had a few up and downs this season.
Oh no! The German team! And Eric Kostgartenheil that get the win.
I think in general we are happy. We are getting faster. This was our problem last year. We are getting better aligned in the team to get quickly around the course.
We were really improving on our gains throughout the race course, and then Bermuda we podiumed, which was really big. A good sign that we're going in the right direction.
Take a bow, Germany Deutsche Bank. You punch your ticket into the event final.
When it comes to it, it's about these milliseconds and quick decisions and sailing the boat well under pressure, and certainly without a lot of training time, that's really difficult to do.
It's really tough. Everybody's working just as hard as we are, and we're at the top level of the sport, so there's probably no better sailors than you can find here.
We try to analyze our rivals as good as we can. It's about the details, and the details matter. And they matter more and more. And the better the fleet gets, the more the details matter. And you're not fighting anymore for 20%, you're fighting for the last 5%.
Race number 1 of the Germany Sail Grand Prix here in Sassnitz goes the way of the home team.
Last year we had a blast here, and that changed our season. So, that's not a rule, but we want to fight for making that possible this time again.
So last year I was here, but I wasn't part of the team yet, so I was actually watching from the grandstand. So I kind of saw from a fan side, the energy, and it was so awesome last year. So being kind of part of the team now and being able to perform on the water, I think it's a really cool opportunity, and it's, for sure it adds a little bit of pressure, but I feel like I kind of love the pressure.
We're looking forward to the weekend a lot. I think it's always a bit more pressure probably when racing at home. Of course, our expectations are high, and not only from us, but also from everyone that's watching.
Everyone is traveling to Sassnitz family, friends, everyone is watching, so we have to deliver.
Well, we are excited to get things going here. Remember, it's event number 9. It is the ROCKWOOL Germany Sail Grand Prix Sassnitz. Before we say goodbye and get you ready for racing, we want to get predictions from the experts. Hannah, what do you think? How's this one going to play out?
I think this exercise got significantly harder. Now we have to remember who's in each of those groups. But I think that Spain, I think we'd be silly to count them out. I'm going to say DS Team France are going to step up and make the final this
Winners
event.
from last year.
And then from Group B, I am going to say Bons Flying Rouge. I think they like the breeze. We think we're going to be on 18-meter wings across the whole weekend. And then I'm going to say the US are going to step up in the breeze and make the final.
Stevie.
I predict that it's going to be very unpredictable. I think it's going to be really, really shifty. I think Los Gallos are sailing well. I mean, the training day they've had today is not what the weekend's going to be like. I'm going to go Los Gallos. I'm going to go Black Foils. They're kind of in quite fairly unique. France have got a bit of pressure on here. They have to make the final if they want to have a chance going on in the season. I don't know that they'll they won't be able to be as free as those other two teams, I think. And then I'm going to go, I think, Bons Flying Rouge. I sort of feel like Artemis are pulling things together, and Nathan likes it shifty. I think that'll suit him. So I'm going to go with the Bons Flying Rouge and Artemis.
And my 2 dark horses, Emirates GBR to rally.
Dark horse.
Dark horse. I know the defending champions.
Wow,
dark
that's
horse.
A bright white horse.
They're in 5th place, going the wrong way. But
Yeah.
I just think they have too much talent on that boat. And Explorer Swiss.
Yeah.
Just the way they've been sailing lately,
Yeah,
just
no.
kind of sneaking, hanging around.
Yeah,
So can they make it 3 in a row? All right, before we go, we want to let you know, speaking of predictions, you could win up to $25,000 in our new Predictor Challenge game. Visit sailgp.com/predictor and predict the correct finishing order for the top 4 teams for your chance to win big. The competition closes just before the first race on Saturday, the 22nd of August, 2026. Full terms and conditions are on the SailGP website. And just so you know, Stevie and Hannah are not eligible for that $25,000 or what Stevie calls walking around money. Anyways, we hope you enjoy this show. Once again, it is the ROCKWOOL Germany Sail Grand Prix Sassnitz. For Stevie Morrison, Hannah Diamond, I'm Todd Harris. We'll see you after the racing.